Hi Scorpio, welcome. We're going to have a look at the rest of January for you. I'm going to be pulling out themes from this oracle deck, the Celestial Bodies Oracle, and then we're going to clarify those themes with tarot to have a look at what the rest of January has in store for you. Now, as I shuffle your cards, I highly recommend that you set your intentions. Is there any specific information or clarity you need or you want? And I am going to set my intentions as your reader. Spirit, please tune me into Scorpio's energy. Help me offer Scorpio the most clear, honest messages about the rest of January for Scorpio. Okay, let's have a look. What is happening in the rest of January for Scorpio? We have the ninth house coming out reversed for you. There was a card that came out before, but I hadn't fully set the intention, so I shuffled it back in. What else can you tell us, Spirit? We have Yod coming out as your second theme. And your third theme, Spirit, what does the rest of the month have in store? We have waning crescent moon. And at the back of this deck is mutable showing up upright. So let's talk about it, Scorpio. What is happening for the rest of January? With mutable at the back of your deck, there is an energy here of flexibility. You may need to be a little bit more open and willing to work on the things that you want in a different way than what you originally intended. Flexibility could be referring to your schedule, but it's also giving me an energy of compromise. Things may not be happening the way that you thought they were, but mutable energy can be good because the flexibility leaves room for the creation of possibilities we couldn't have thought of. So there's positives, but there's also frustrations, especially if you're digging your heels in the sand. If you're not feeling flexible, this is going to be tricky for you. So let's see how this is impacting the different themes. Starting over here with the ninth house reverse, this is your conscious theme. This is the main theme that you'll be focused on, thinking of, and working towards. With the ninth house reverse, this has me thinking that you're aware of how your life's direction isn't heading the way that you had particularly wanted it to. You could be feeling a little frustrated by a lack of progress. And there's also a feeling of you watching your peers or your colleagues achieve things and experience things, and you feel like you haven't had that opportunity yet. So you are comparing your journey a little bit, but you're basically acknowledging how life isn't happening the way that you had thought it would. You're not expanding and you're not experiencing things in the way that you thought you would. The ninth house is a reflection of your soul calling out and asking certain questions or wanting certain experiences, and you feeling like you're deprived, you're not getting that. So your soul is calling for you to do something. Now, how is this impacting them? Let's have a look at how tarot can be a bit more specific for us. What is actually happening here with this ninth house energy, Spirit? What is this ninth house energy about for Scorpio? We have the Six of Cups in the upright position. We have the Seven of Cups. Is there anything else you can offer us, Spirit? And we have the Ten of Swords. So something's got to change. For some of you, this could be on the back of a betrayal or an ending of a friendship or relationship. You could be watching somebody else start a brand new chapter and you're feeling a little bit lost as you try to figure out how to do the same thing. The Ten of Swords is a pretty extreme energy. So it's interesting because it doesn't feel heavy to me. It feels like whatever this is, the cycle's been finished. The cycle ended a while ago, but we're still stuck wondering, well, what are we doing? You know, we had this awareness that things had to change, but instead of changing sooner, it's kind of like knocking on our door, basically giving us an ultimatum now. So for a Ten of Swords moment to happen, You could be feeling a little betrayed. You could be feeling as though, this has been a really difficult cycle for you. And although things haven't happened the way that you want, you're acknowledging how things could be worse. And so, like a typical Scorpio, you've kind of buried yourself in the sand, and now life is like, it's time. It's time. If this is what you want, which at one point it really was, then you've got to start using your Scorpio's ability to make action and transform the situation. Now, the thing is, this, you're incredibly mentally in tune with this. You have that information, and your heart space is in this as well for the 2 Cups cards to be here. Your mind is aware that this is what needs to happen. Your heart is invested in positive change. Your heart is also invested in the people who believe that you can change. This could be something that's impacting a close relationship in your life. With the 6 of Cups here, you could be comparing yourself to your siblings, your childhood friends, your soulmate, and you could be watching these people who you really love do exciting things and make exciting changes and choices in their life where you just feel confused. It feels like you have a lot of support, is what I want to say. I'm not trying to take away from the heaviness that you're feeling, but I think that you have a lot of emotional support, a lot of people in your corner who want you to do well. And if it's not a lot, it's the right type of people for the 6 of Cups to show out. These are the type of people who genuinely want you to be happy. But the 7 of Cups is indicating that you're a little confused. You may have too many options, and that's what's overwhelming you. Well, how are you supposed to know which one is the right one? Spirit is reminding us that when a 7 of Cups moment arises, we may think we have a lot of options, but not all of those options are opportunities. The only real opportunities are the ones that are in line with our heart's desire, as well as the ones that have some weight to them. Spirit is reminding you that you're confusing yourself by not doing further research into the things that you could do. As soon as you start investigating your options, you're going to realize that a lot of them aren't actually suited to what you want and what you're needing. So I would encourage you to put some weight on this, actually follow through with some of the research, ask the right questions, get the right support, follow through with that professional advice, and you'll realize that actually it's not as big and as scary as I thought it was, and it's much easier, and I have the right people in my corner, and it's finally time. Like, I can't put this off anymore. I do think with the 7 of Cups, you're really good at talking yourself out of things and making things more complicated than they need to be. If this is what you want, you've got to do something about it. It's as simple as that. If this is the kind of future that you want, you need to start acting on it. It's as simple as that. You got to make time for it, and you got to start taking action towards it. So that's what I'm seeing for your first theme, Scorpio. Let's have a look at your second theme now with Yod. Now, there is a feminine energy to this. This feminine energy is a feeling of collaboration, and it's also a feeling of trusting the process. So let's have a look at how this is applying to the rest of your January month. We have the Fool card reversed. What is Yod for Scorpio, Spirit? We have the Knight of Swords, and the back of the deck is the 7 of Pentacles. Oops. Reversed. Is it reversed? No. It's upright. Okay. So, Aquarius could be very significant. Sagittarius or Pisces could be significant as well. Those are the 3 main zodiac signs that are showing up. Now, with the 7 of Pentacles at the back of the deck, I want to say that the rest of January has you putting some sort of plan into place for the long term. You're being very careful about who you spend time with and who you give your nurturing energy to. And people are noticing that. When a Scorpio gives attention, it's very welcomed, it's very appreciated, and there's a part of you that feels like it's a bit conflicted. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is indicating that you reap what you sow. If you want success, you have to put in the time, put in the effort, you have to watch and wait for the results. For some reason, this is already hitting you in January. It feels like you're almost being given the hard road, and it's because the results that you want are going to take a while. There's no get rich quick scheme here. We can't just put in a cheat code and get there very quickly. The goals that you're working on are going to take time. And so Yod is encouraging you before the end of January to not only set your intentions, but to start taking action towards them and to start working with other people so that you're not doing this by yourself. There is a feeling here of a lot of your goals aligning with other important people in your life, which makes me think that this is referring to partners, family members, work colleagues, whatever it is that you have set or that your mind is kind of planning and thinking about. You don't have to do it alone. In fact, support from people around you who want similar things or who can at least support you and believe in you is going to make this feel less risky, and it's going to fill in the gaps when we let fear kind of take place. We're going to be a bit more grounded in that. So these themes are very similar. On one hand, we have a soul calling. On the other hand, we're given practical advice on how to respond to our soul's calling. Now, you are expanding this year, Scorpio, and the people who you invest in are going to invest in you as well. So choose those people wisely, because the quality of company you keep says everything about how far you go. If you can feed energy into the people who not only share your ambition, but who also share similar interest in wanting to expand and grow and be the best version of themselves, you're just going to continue to inspire and motivate each other for the rest of the year. But if you refuse to surround yourself with those kinds of people, you're highly susceptible towards getting distracted, towards not following through, and towards letting the fear outweigh the potential. And that's why we have the Fool reversed. Before the end of January, you're going to have to be a bit judgmental. You're going to have to look at people and go, I value our friendship, but I don't aspire to be you. And therefore, as I set my intentions, I also need to create friendship boundaries. There's only so much and so far you can get before you realize the company around you is impacting the consistency you have in your effort. And that awareness is going to kick in before the end of January. There is a friend here who you may be trying to make time for, and it feels like either they're really flaky or they do something that makes you go, wow, we're really not in the same places in life. And then on the other side, we're also having people come into our life who we're like, wow, I really value our friendship, our connection. I need to make more time for you. So it's a bit of both here. And it's about you with this Yod energy, recognizing that natural ebb and flow. We don't have to cut anybody out of our lives, but we do need to recognize where we're being repelled versus where we're being drawn based on our intentions for ourselves. So that's what Yod is telling me. Don't forget to start taking action before the end of January towards your long-term goals. Get those wheels in motion. Now, also don't delay any important paperwork or emails. Make sure you're responding before the end of January. There's some message there about that. Your third theme is likely to be more of a subconscious theme, Scorpio. It's showing up as waning crescent moon. Now, in full honesty, this card did come out for Cancer as well, and it's been happening for all the signs. Most of the elements seem to have similar themes, which is why I like to do these readings based on the elements, not necessarily in order of the zodiac wheel. So Cancer also had this in a different placement in their spread. Your waning crescent moon is showing up as a subconscious theme, which tells us that beneath the layers of awareness, there is a part of you that feels like it needs this new beginning. There may be a conscious effort to deny yourself that experience just yet because you're waiting for someone that you love to catch up, or you're waiting until it feels less confusing. But your inner self knows with the waning crescent moon that not only do you deserve new beginnings, but you deserve to follow through. There is this pull to release ties to places, people, and habits that don't support the new version of you that you're creating. And unfortunately, there's like your loyal streak really struggling to assimilate this internal knowledge. The loyal part of you is wanting to just give it one more try. Let's just see if it really is that bad. And unfortunately, you're already behind schedule on this. Like true Scorpios, it's happening on your terms. You're not afraid to let go, but it has to happen on your terms. So let's have a look at how this waning crescent is impacting you for the rest of January. How is this waning crescent theme impacting them? We have the Ace of Pentacles showing up reversed. How is this waning crescent theme? We have the Hermit card showing up upright. That's why it stitched me up. Sometimes when I channel, I forget what I'm saying because I'm just word vomiting it. It just didn't sound right. Anyway, at the back of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles Knight of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles would have been really weird in your energy. The Knight of Wands makes more sense. So in order to embrace the new cycle, we have to let go. That's what waning crescent is. And it's a subconscious theme within you. It's something that you know on a deep level, but it's not something you're wishing to confront. With the Knight of Wands upright, the way this is impacting you is it's impacting your behavior. Your behavior is coming through as impulsive and a little hard to predict, especially for those around you. You could be feeling restless. You could be feeling extra spontaneous, like you're just wanting to kind of go on some adventure or really just do something almost drastic to switch up your energy. And the reason why you're feeling like this is because doing that is going to give you the quick shock of a new reality, but it's also easier than officially letting go of something. Impulsively starting something new or completely fresh is a form of distraction for you. So you need to be careful that you're not rushing things in the rest of January. You're not rushing plans, you're not rushing intentions without having important conversations with yourself and with the important people in your life. The Hermit card is encouraging you to have plenty of time alone to really think about what you want, to think about the journey that you've already been on and how that is shaping the person that you're becoming today. In the present moment, we're usually not refined nor polished, but we are becoming. And so throughout the rest of this month, you need to check in with yourself. Check in with the experiences you've had, with the conversations you've had, and with the ideas you've had, and figure out how does that align with who you want to be tomorrow. The truth is, some practical advice is you do need to be a little bit more selfish with your time. You need to stop making yourself so available to people who don't deserve you. And you need to be more aware of how time is more valuable than money. What you're putting your time towards, whether it's free time, career time, love time with people that you care about. Time is valuable, and you really need to think about how you're investing it for the rest of the month and moving forward. This is about recognizing that change needs to happen. That's why we have the Knight of Wands here too. But it needs to happen in a way that is sustainable moving forward. I don't want you to burn out with the Knight of Wands by getting too hasty and going into something without tidying up a loose end in the background. You need to be very careful about using distractions instead of avoiding the inevitable. So that's what's coming through with our waning crescent moon. I'm going to end your reading there, sweet souls. There's a lot of warnings in this reading, but unfortunately that's all I have time for at this stage. I'm going to check in again in February to see what information we can get for that month, and then there might be a mid-month check-in as well. We'll see how we go. But it's been an absolute pleasure to read for you, Scorpio. I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Thank you for exchanging energy with me and for letting me be your reader for this moment in time. Until we meet again, bye.